Hey,
Hello.
here we are yet again. Another week.
Yep. What's up, Chris?
Not much, man. Playing around the level, trying to see what works with the camera height, so I can get some parallaxing with pipes and bridges and stuff, so it gets a little more 3D depth. And
Yeah.
the stuff I'll show off later is, I've regressed the lighting so it's easier for me to build with instead of trying to build at nighttime.
Yeah.
And
Just you put a large sun at the top, or
basically, there's no
yeah,
point lights. No, there's no longer point lights in the level at the moment.
you know.
It's just here's the sun.
I mean, it is a little annoying. Like when you want to build a new section of a map, and you're like, "Oh, I gotta set lights every time."
Well, you can work unlit, but it like freaks me out. I don't know. Like I'm
Oh
so
yeah,
used to seeing at least some sort of shadow.
yeah.
That like I don't like to build unlit. I think everything looks aesthetically ugly
Well,
going that
also
way.
knowing where your shadows are gonna be is
Yeah,
it's a key part of level design. I mean, you
yeah,
got to know where your light is, where you want players to be, where the shadows are. It matters. So I
yep.
get that.
Yes. And let me just make sure we're live, actually live here. Do, do, do.
I see a red live button, so I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I don't. Oh, Alex, happy Thursday, man.
Hey, man, there's actually like more people in here than I thought. I thought everybody was going to be over watching the Vexy AMA.
Oh man, I
So
shouldn't
you
laugh.
have that have showed up. We appreciate you, man. We won't lie to you.
We won't lie to you.
So yeah.
Oh God, thanks for the thanks for the lawsuit there.
Sorry. You know,
No, hey, actually, what you said is the truth, and you can't be sued for telling the truth.
I'm not building things for the sole reason that somebody can buy it,
Yeah.
right?
No, if that was the case, we wouldn't have certainly started with an ARPG. If we were building a card game, this would be done by now. But no, we chose hard mode for day one.
Yeah. I still have a good idea for a card game, and I have to say, mobile wise, it's the only ones that are sticky for me.
Yeah.
Um, like Balatro and the Family Guy one, whatever the hell that one's called. Those are the only two games that have like survived on my iPad for more than like a month.
That's funny because Blatro I only play on Steam on my computer.
Oh, really? No, it's actually better on mobile.
My phone is reserved for those stupid games where you see how far you can hit a ball. And I've got a golf game,
Oh,
and that's about it. I am not. I am, as much as I love mobile gaming and I see the future of it, it's not there enough for me. There's not enough games that
yeah.
are good.
What are you playing right now? Anything?
And what am I? I'm living Rematch, man. Rematch launched
Match?
last week. I have been grinding the hell out of that. Me and my buddies have been playing pretty much nonstop. Um, I am. I have been waiting for a Rocket League like soccer game that actually allows you to control the ball and be a person instead of a fucking car with rockets on it. And I am
Why
all
would you
down
want that?
because I actually have control. Like I can do things like pass.
Oh my god, dude! Have you ever watched Rocket League? League?
Oh yeah,
Okay, I'm like guys
yeah,
know how to like carry the ball and do all
yeah.
this insane stuff.
You know what's
So
amazing is I am
you're
not one of
playing
those guys.
you've been waiting for a soccer game that plays like an arcade game, but is a soccer game.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That's I wanted. Yeah, I wanted like I don't know what like FIFA Street would be my my favorite game.
Oh my god.
Give me one of those. Like I love I so for the record, absolutely hate soccer. Cannot stand it as a sport. It, is. It's not even a sport. It's a game.
Right.
But, on console and on computer, there is nothing more sticky to me than a soccer game, and I don't know why. I maybe it's the speed that they put it at, because I really can't watch a 0-0 game. I'm sorry, I just can't fucking do it. But you put me on a smaller map with 4 of my buddies, and I will play literally all night.
I'm not sure we are live.
I mean, I see people in the chat.
Okay, can they see us?
Yeah.
All right. Are they on?
Well, at least see Alex.
Are they on X?
I have no idea where they're from.
Oh, well.
Twitch, maybe? Oh, I see a little Twitch logo. So yeah, Twitch.
Okay.
I don't know about X.
All right.
Elon's freaking sticking it to us, isn't he? He's like, no more.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
You made fun of my buddy's company, therefore you can't host a space anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Twitch is more reliable. Twitch is more fun, honestly.
Right. All right. All right. Can you just throw something in Discord that says, "Hey, it doesn't seem to be working this week, whatever."
I got it.
Sorry, technical difficulties, guys.
Song and dance.
Yeah.
Everyone, space Twitter is being dumb. Go to Twitch.
Yeah.
And let me find out what our freaking Twitch is, because it's not just short fuse.
Okay. You do that. Let me pull up what I've been playing.
Show what you're doing. Hell yeah, man. I'm excited for this. I don't get to see, like, we're working in such different parts of the universe that I don't always get to see what you're up to.
Right. So, excuse this. Of course I started right where there's a mismatch, right? So here, guys, you can see in real time, like, you know, how terrible I can be. Anyway, so here's some new roads and stuff, and
I
punching in here. Obviously, there's not a full set of animation or anything, but you know, we do have. Next step is combat.
I don't see what you're sharing.
Oh, you don't.
So restart your Dog and Pony Show. Oh, someone's on YouTube. So we're live on YouTube and Twitch.
Okay, hold on. Share screen. Unreal Editor. Allow.
You wanted to. Oh, there it is. You wanted to freaking dive in.
All right. So here we are. Obviously, there's no lighting set up. You can just see that I literally have just a giant sun up in the sky. And what we're trying to figure out is how wide that road should be, how close the buildings should get to it, so we get some good parallax going on.
Okay, we got to up the scale on the character, I think.
But the thing is
he looks so small on the sidewalk.
But if you look at the door, he's right. Everything's scaled right. We just we have to bring the camera down.
I think the camera's then messing with me.
Yeah, because I mean that's about the width that the number of steps you would have to take to get across LA traffic.
Yeah. Right. The screen is flickering. I don't know what that is. I don't know why that is. I wonder if it's.
Let me try to share it in a different way. Hold on.
It could be just Unreal being like, "Oh, you're trying to demo me,
Remus? You can't do that." Here, I'll try to do it just separate, a different way. Is that better?
So far, that looks really good.
Okay.
Yeah. See, it must be the camera.
Yeah.
Because something doesn't.
It's really far away. I mean, it could be, we can probably bring it down and then tilt it a little bit.
To show more of the front of the, yeah, I get you.
Because I mean, here, like if we, you know, 'cause, I mean, we are losing all the cool, some of the cool here,
We are losing that. You're right.
right?
So yeah, we gotta tilt the camera. Okay. I'll. I mean, you could go in and do that. I could do that. I don't care which one.
That's totally totally on you.
Okay, that's fine.
We could do it together, Matt.
We could.
So
I can
when
show you how the character works. He's
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So one of the things that I've been thinking about, if we're going to go with that top down, is to, do some piping across this, so you're getting that parallax effect as you're going. It can't be that thick, so you don't block, fighting or whatever. To give you an idea, what I mean is like moving across this bridge, right? Right, the character going underneath that. Just to make it feel like that's actually a perfect example because there's 3 layers going on right there.
Yeah.
But
Alex, that will absolutely happen. So levels, think of it like a golf game where they show you where the hole is at the start.
Right.
Yeah, we're absolutely going to do a fly through of every map and then land on the character.
Right. And that isn't supposed to be here anymore. Boop.
Berg.
Captain delete. But yeah, so this is what I've been playing with, and after this thing, I'm gonna take a first pass at lighting, and yeah.
But and then pass it over to me to add some enemies, and we'll
add some enemies, session. Right, and so. If you're going, well, there's nothing in the, if you're looking at this and you're going, well, there's nothing down the roadway. It's like, well, I just want to show an example of like, we'll use this, but maybe we won't use that because it's freaking cute.
Yeah, we have some geos that
we have some geos that are ridiculous. Here, car, auto. Well, this isn't that bad. Well, or maybe it's bigger than I thought. But
kind of cool though.
The idea being, as we set this up, it will be barrels and cars and whatever that are, blocking your path and can be destroyed and whatever as we're going through and fighting. Like we'll absolutely put all the gameplay into that corridor space that you're seeing here. Look at the building. It's just sort of trying to hone you in, and as you look at it, there's just something cooler than a blank wall, right? Right. Like anytime I'm seeing things like that, like I want to be able to incorporate that more into the play space. So.
Alex asked if we're going to have weather effects that can be used as time constraints. So think about a tornado that starts behind you. I don't know about Chris's philosophy, but my philosophy is you don't use weather because weather is actually relatively expensive. You use enemies. So you wait long enough and you're going to start just getting pumped by enemies. Just 40, 50, 60 of them just come out of the woodworks. So right? Think old school karate movie, right? They just keep coming.
So there was a can't remember the name of the game. There was a WB game that wasn't Dying Light. It was the zombie game before that Warner Brothers did. And one of the modes is that you had to get from one end of the city to the other before the darkness took you. And it was super cool. And all they did, there was no weather. All they did was darkness.
The show. Actually,
then, as you get into the darkness, they would just have zombies eat you.
That would be kind of cool. Like think about it, especially on a road where we have our street lights set up, just like lamps shutting off.
Yeah, wouldn't be difficult to do.
Nope, it wouldn't be. It'd be kind of fun. That's a fun one. That's less expensive than a tornado or a dust storm. Dust storms are very expensive for obvious reasons. You have a billion particles that are then doing whatever they want. And they have to interact with physics because otherwise it doesn't look like a dust storm.
Right. But
To just do the Sonic thing and just have a wall. For some reason, there's just a wall in the open world that follows you around and pushes you.
this pushes you.
Yep.
That's a different game. That's the game that if we did this, oh, I'm not sharing anymore.
You're not sharing anymore.
If we did this view.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 right.
Which may
Which
may
looks
still be
pretty
a thing.
fucking good. I have to say.
Side scroller wouldn't be necessarily a bad thing. Just saying. That gives me serious like Streets of Rage vibes.
Right?
It'd need to be a little more New York, but
It does justice to this kit, I have to say.
it does. And yes, if anyone's wondering, this is an art kit. It's not one that we're probably gonna use,
Yeah,
but
this
it's
is
great
good
for
you.
this. It's great for sizing, materials, like
Yeah, and just quick building, right?
we did pay for it though. It is fully licensed, so we could use it if we wanted. But it's also not our art style, so
Right.
it would take more effort than it's worth to probably voxelize it.
Right. Oh yeah, this thing would be insane to voxelize. I don't know, Matt. Like, I'm kind of loving that.
Hey man, you want to do a side scroller? I'm kind of down. Like,
We got the punching.
like a side scrolling ARPG has not really been done.
Boom.
Like that will look cool because then you'll have the nice left jab. It'll be in plain view. You get to see the pretty animations.
And welcome to game design.
Yeah.
Are we doing the right thing, or should we completely pivot? I don't know. Let's sleep on it. That's always the right answer.
I mean, next week there's going to be probably 3 or 4 different camera styles, and that'll be one of them.
Yeah, and maybe that's what we do, right? Like, let's put 3 or 4 different camera styles in, and then we'll present them to the community next Thursday and let them pick.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'll build anything, like I've said before, right? I don't care.
That is
what did
I see? I saw somebody claiming that they were doing something revolutionary. I forget. Maybe it was Tofu brought it to my attention, but he was like, "I've never seen anyone who could who did a fixed camera that you can walk towards." And I was like, "Yeah, that's Resident Evil, the first ones." And I'm like, you know what? What if that camera style could come back, where it's like we do a beat 'em up, where you could actually walk towards the camera.
Yeah, like so I mean the way they did that back then was like there was a static camera for every room, right?
Yeah. It was meant to be a CCTV camera.
Right.
And it was up in the corner, so it's like you'd walk around the entire room and the perspective would change based on what you're facing.
Huh, that's weird. So we got a Switch 2 in the house. Thanks, kids. And one of my kids has been playing the old Metroid Prime games.
Hell yeah.
The first person one.
Metroid Prime for the GameCube.
Yeah. And it's all remastered, dude. It's really beautiful.
I remember when it came out, I was very hyped because I'm a huge Metroid fan.
There's a lot of things I love about it, right? Like they didn't shy away from verticality, which a lot of people in first person do. And this game was like, no, we're Metroid.
Yeah, that's why the genre is called Metroidvania.
Right, so it's like
up and down is important.
And then for traversal, there's like double jump, the spider ball, bomb jumping.
Yeah,
like there's like 4 or 5 different ways to navigate.
Yeah,
it's really kind of cool, right? Because it's definitely a puzzle game before a shooter.
Oh yeah.
But like one of the things I really love about it is you go into the ball and there's sometimes it will just grab the camera and side scroll it, and it's just like so you can do
Yeah.
the little puzzle, right? Just there's a lot of there again. I've been having a Nintendo week, and just a solid game design, and I really like that they just have no fear of like, they're usually behind you when you're in ball mode, and then they're like, nope, we like this puzzle, so we're gonna just freaking boom slide you sideways.
Yep.
It works seamlessly. I'm sure that nobody even like really notices, right, while they're doing it. They're just sort of like going with the flow. But it's really funny is so he's he's in game design too, right? And
yeah,
we've sort of realized that we approach games like this as what does the developer want us to do? And so like we end up crushing these things because it's like as soon as we enter a room, we're like, oh, this is going to be this puzzle, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right. And,
you start recognizing the shape of the puzzle more than the puzzle itself.
Absolutely. But anyway, yeah. So there, I don't know, man. Like we should try like a top down, right behind the head, and a side, and maybe first person. I don't know. First person changes a lot.
First person
in melee combat sucks, and I'm not doing it. I'm telling you that now. So, because if you're looking at like a model, if you want to do first person, and then like your collision boxes have to go out like 8 to 12 feet from where the player actually it gets
because you have no depth perception because it's a single camera.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would do first person for an ARPG only because part of the reason why ARPGs are popular is you get to see the character, you get to see the cool magic effects, you get to see so much, and with a first person, all you're going to see is their hands. Like, there's cool ways to do it. I would say Fallout did some interesting things in first person. What was the one I'm blanking on now? Whatever. But yeah, it's been done as an RPG first person. They turn into run and guns.
Yeah.
Which isn't my style for this game.
Right.
There is a world and there is a shooter I want to build, and I would start building it today, but not mixing these two.
Don't cross the streams. I got
Yeah, I think so. I'm thinking third person over shoulder, third person top down, third person side scroller, and we just see which one wins. And maybe what we'll do is we'll turn this into a vote on Discord. We'll put together three videos.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even have to be that great. They just have to be, show off what we're thinking, and we'll have the Discord come in and vote on it. It's the game for them anyway, so.
Yep. I know. I still have it set on my other monitor as the side scroller, and I'm like, you know what? This is actually, it actually plays nice.
So I wouldn't do dead on side scroller. I'd probably do side scroller from the second story across the street.
Second story across. So it's smaller.
So it gives you a little bit of depth. It gives you a little room to play with.
No, that looks stupid. I don't know. You play around. I have faith.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. Like, I think there's a couple different ways to do it. Because the one thing about side scrollers is the more you go away from the camera, the worse it gets. Right. So everything had to be really tight to the camera. I mean, like you think about the old beat 'em ups, the camera was literally right here.
Well, right. If so, I'm just looking at the background right now. Here, I'm going to share again.
Good.
I told you guys that it was just always going to be like, um,
This is the peek behind the curtains. This is part of game design.
so like
you
if
can't
we,
have everything.
so I'm just looking at the background, like, and right, so
Yeah.
we're thinking like that size ish. I think that's a good size to be on screen. Think our
Yeah.
Vexy, whatever guys, and like the depth in the background, man, is awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's just like, and usually backgrounds in these games is just fucking throwaway, right? And look at that. Look at how fucking
Well, I mean,
tall that
at
is.
one point they were literally 3-panel sprites.
Right. But
If
like,
you go back far enough.
because we can do these in 3D now, we can do them fairly, like that. I love when you're seeing change in depth of field like this.
Yeah.
Right? Like, see, like, you get those cool poles in the front, but then there's something in the way back. Like, falling in love with this map.
So now
Talk me
go
out of
up.
this, Matt.
Now go up to the second floor. Like
Okay.
lift maybe a little bit.
All right, where's my dude?
Yeah, go up maybe 2 head heights.
All right, so street level.
Yeah.
Go up a bit.
Yeah. Like that. Yeah, and pull back just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's that size.
Yeah.
So this is right. So this is later on side scroller sides.
Yes.
Right? This is like the Mortal Kombat side scroller.
And now do your scroll.
Right. Yeah, it's just the same. I mean,
I thought I would like it more. Actually, no. What you lose a little bit when you're not ground floor.
Yeah.
You lose a little bit. You lose a.
So what you would gain if we did it this way, right, where it's a little smaller, what we would start doing is we leave in jump.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right? Jump becomes critical.
And then because then it's like we move the camera up on up the level as we go. It becomes a little bit more Mario-ish on the side scroller part.
Yeah.
Not in the way of like wahoo, but like in the way of like jumping up things, because we would just put in staircases and whatever, and that it would work more because you can see more ahead, right?
Right.
Of like, do I want to go up this level or not?
Yeah.
And if we left in the ability to move towards the camera and away from the camera here, right? Not just left and right, right? Then we can put stairs back there. Like what they tried to do when it was 2D, but never worked well. Like in 3D, that stuff was going to work just fine.
Right. The only thing that I have a concern over is multiplayer.
What? We've been doing multiplayer like, come on, man, 6-player X-Men game.
Yeah, but what's it going to look like when you have a player behind another player from the camera perspective? So they're stacked up like this. What's that going to look like? Is that going
to look the same as it did back in Sprite days?
Yeah, which it wasn't the best.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's something I'm gonna play with because I'm hooking up the server today and tomorrow completely, so we'll have a multiplayer test next week.
Cool.
So we'll be able to play with these cameras the same way. Yeah, that's coming, by the way. I might even open that up to the community.
Set it as 1. It really depends on which camera we decided on. Like, all right, so like if we decided on a third-person camera behind the shoulder, for example, I would give you the ability to zoom in and zoom out a little bit and move the camera from left to right because people are left and right-handed and they're left and right eye dominant. But if we did it like this, I mean, I guess we could say, yeah, sure, if you want to zoom in.
Yeah, we can allow a zoom.
Yeah, I guess so. So yes, I guess so, Alex.
It would be interesting to allow them to, because like I was saying earlier, the camera is on a spring arm, right? It's on a boom. So it'd be really interesting to allow people to change perspectives if they wanted to, but make it a setting so that it's one or the other.
Right. Right.
No midpoints. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to think about there. Like, I mean, I didn't expect to do 20 minutes on camera angle, but here we are.
That's actually not bad. I've done months on camera angle. And hence the difference between large and small teams.
Look, you remember how many? I mean, we had meetings and meetings over the camera angle of Vexy Villages.
Oh yeah.
Pull it in, pull it out, pull it in, pull it out. Change this cube. Can we tilt shift it? Crazy things for a simple.
Well, that's me, right? The tilt shift.
Yeah.
I will build a fucking game that has tilt shift at some point in my life.
It could be this one, maybe.
Or maybe I just give up and just keep going out and shooting. I occasionally go out and shoot with my 35 millimeter and shoot tilt shift images and like screw with them. Maybe I just leave it at that. Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, like I said, like maybe it is this game. Maybe we do some tilt shift. Why not? It would give you an interesting perspective on depth.
Well, again, if we go back to the fracture point idea, is like this level is going to be like the beat 'em up level. It's probably the easiest one for us to build. But then, if we do like a Pac-Man like level or something else, right? That's just like blue walls and dots and shit.
I don't want to be chased by ghosts, man. That would actually take me back to like.
We get chased by ghosts all the time. Ghosts,
Zombies ate my neighbors.
Zombies ate my neighbors.
Hubert
Hubert
had an amazing camera angle. I'm not gonna lie, I love that.
Has amazing villains, right?
Yeah.
The jumpy snake and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, Alex, there's like one thing in the pitch doc, is like, we're gonna do this vibe, that vibe, and then there's one that's like the everything else vibe, which really reacts back to that old 80s, like anything goes, right? I mean, there were games where it was like you're a space mosquito. Right. What was that? Revenge of Yar?
Oh, was it Yar's Revenge?
Revenge, right?
Yeah. Did that actually?
You're a space mosquito. If you think about it, right? Look. That's what you are. But yeah, pulling a level together that's just complete arcade insanity. So the jumping snakes and all that.
Freaking good old Dave Jaffe.
Yeah. That would be fun. Yes,
yeah, it would be.
Yeah. We just have to. I hate saying this sentence, but right now we have to find our fun first. And I know. I'm sorry I said that. I really am.
No, actually, like the more that I've gotten into this, the more I agree with that sentiment. Like, it's everything else has to come second because your game isn't fun, especially Web3 kind of breaks this mold a little bit. But if it's not fun, people won't play. For some reason, Web3 people will play. I still haven't figured that out. You guys play some awful fucking games. I don't understand it.
Well, and continue to play this awful freaking games.
Oh God,
I don't understand it. So let's go for next week. Two things. The camera angle, but let's get something in here to punch, whether that's bad guys or barrels to explode or whatever. Because one of the things I want to play around with is like, how do we make this feel really good, right?
Yeah.
And usually it's not the action, it's the reaction to the action, right?
How do you want spawning? Let's talk about enemy spawning, because I have this idea that we always do it from behind a blind corner.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we're in 3D.
Yeah.
They don't have to be standing in the street like they were for the old games. They could come out of buildings. We could have them walk out of doors.
Well, right. I mean, if you looked at like what we built here, it's like there are doors everywhere. That could totally be that. Or you just spawn them, you know, up level, right? Or behind you, right?
Yeah.
And then if behind you, they might catch up to you, but like, that's the, oh, I've been standing in this fight too long, and then they kind of wander up, right?
Mhm.
I mean, that's sort of how the one thing that like we will have to figure out is like, is there a finite number, or are we just jerks? And they're
I
like, you
I
can
think,
clear a level in Diablo, right?
yeah, I don't know. Like for me, it's like clearing a level. It leads to some cool accomplishments and some things that we could do that were fun, but also I don't know. I think that if you're standing in one place for too long, 75 mobs are just going to come out and hit you.
Yep. Yeah, no
Like
getting up and going and doing your laundry, and we're gonna eat your brains if you do that.
So Alex, the way that saving works is probably every 4 seconds, maybe less time, depending on server. Your state gets saved, like your exact position, location, character gets saved to a server. So that way, if you just log out, you log back in and you're where you were. Like there is no save zone. It's not that old school. Like that would be if we were making a single player game, which isn't off the table. But yeah, so it'll be every few seconds. Your state will just get sent to the server of like, hey, this is where I am. So difficulties at levels, yes. So I believe that for once D&D got something right in the 70s and with their first edition, challenge rating. Challenge rating is everything. So you think about it, if at level 0 your challenge rating is 1, you are fighting the base challenge that you could ever fight. If you're level 15, you go to that same level, your challenge rating is going to be 16, 1 plus your level. And that just keeps things fresh. That means that everywhere you are is every level, everywhere you are is appropriately leveled. That's what I was trying to say.
Cool. Any other questions? Oh, Matt, I have a question for you.
Sure.
When are we going to announce the names?
J1, July 1st.
July 1st. Okay. So yeah, no, you can choose the difficulty. So what he's saying is, all right, so like I started up the level I just showed you, and if I chose normal, the enemies would be even with me, right? And the loot percentage would be 0, right? And the way that most of these games work is, then if I picked expert, everything would be a level above me, or 25% harder, and I would get a little bit more loot for that. And if I was crazy and went, torment level 17, I'm 1700%. I'm fighting things 1700% more difficult than I am, and getting the loot appropriate. And yes, people will do that. Like, am I wrong with that, Matt? I think he froze, so no, I'm absolutely right. Oh, see, he goes away. Now you can see all my mess. See, zombies. This is a great game if you've never played it. All my comic books. We'll give Matt a minute to come back. All right, well, I guess it's the Chris show now. Is there anything else you guys want to know about level design, regular design? what movies I'm going to go see next week. Do I have? I actually have a whole bag of kazoos, Alex. One of the things that when you do game jams and for tabletop and stuff like that is that you end up with a lot of really odd items. So there's some place around in this house. There's like hundreds of those like inflatable little ducks, those little rubber ducks, that we used for a game jam. I don't know, probably 8 years ago now, but they're still like wandering through the house. And we used kazoos for one a couple of years ago. I actually think the bag is like under one of my kids' beds, but it was like 200 kazoos. So yes, I do have a kazoo. Well, I add some of my physical game jam items as Easter eggs in the zones. I'm a big fan of Easter eggs. I don't know if I would do that, but you would definitely see throughout nods and winks to former games that I've worked on, or friends of mine and stuff like that. Like if I end up like getting short on names, I always just grab some friends' names and stuff, and vice versa, right? Like I've been in a couple of games because they've used my online name of Major Malfunction in a couple of games, and so I would do the same for them, right? But yeah, so you'll probably always see some Easter egg to thief in any game I make, in Dungeons and Dragons and Lord of the Rings especially. Deliver a bag of kazoos. So Alex, what's really funny about that is like those kind of daily quests, it's like they're always so serious. I like it when it's ridiculous like that. As long as that you tell me a decent reason on why somebody needed 20 kazoos, I can get behind it. One of the things that I've always kind of poo-pooed against was like, get 10 bear pelts or whatever. Why? There's no reason. It's because we just happen to have a bear model that you can go out and kill. I'd rather not do that kind of stuff. But you probably know me well enough now that if it's funny, I'm probably going to lean that direction. I find games in general just completely amusing. So I have a terrible sense of humor, so expect many a dad joke in every game and puns in every game I ever make. Grandkid wants to know what kind of movements can we expect in anything to mount vehicles or anything. No vehicles in this game that we've decided on. I don't think we're going to do that. And movement is really going to depend on which camera we pick next week, right? But the things that we've been kind of looking at is basic RPG movement, so some sort of WASD of left, right, up, down, forward, back, a jump, a sprint. I'm a big fan of movement skills, right? So like super fast charges and stuff like that. I think that telegraphs really well when you're in third person. And other stuff is just going to be all skill based and weapon based, right? So we'll have some melee. Right now we're doing melee combat. That's the harder one to do. But we'll also have things that you can shoot and whatever those are, Tron discs or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's the kind of things that we're expecting to do. I don't know. Again, it comes down to the camera angle, but I don't know if we'll do, crawl up the side of a building, parkour, that kind of stuff. We might just stick with, forward, back, left, right, and jump, crouch, maybe. Right. Cool. More? Cool. How old is he? Is there a player going to be one in charge of the hub? I'm in charge of the hub, Alex. That's the whole point of being a dev. No, the hub will probably be self-run by NPCs. I don't think we'll sell the mayorship. And yeah, I mean, like the reality is that when it comes to the way these things are run and it's a live service, is the admins are the bosses. Sliding, like as in like crouch slide, maybe. Again, it comes back to like, you know, if we want the side scrolling idea, then yeah, we definitely would probably put sliding in because it would look awesome, right? From the top down camera, it might not look as good, right? And yeah. And as for the hub, usually it's, you know, the admins run the shop, right? So AI takes care of all the stores and whatever. But most of the time it's a command driven thing to be like, start this party or turn on this radio station or whatever. So the reality is that places like that in that are like MMO light are usually run by customer service. And we don't have that right now, so it will be run by me or Matt. Cool. Any other questions? Oh, in terms of the story, I haven't written that story yet. I'm not sure if the game is. I'm not sure. I'd rather the game run the hub. Yes. Yeah, I agree. It's really hard to write a story that everybody is the center of the universe. I've run 2 games that have tried to do that, and it just always gets awkward. It's like, I'm the hero. No, I am the hero. No, I am also the hero. It just turns into this weird, like, we can't all be the hero, right? I actually appreciated the way Lord of the Rings did it because everybody was the B team. So there was the Fellowship, right, doing the Fellowship thing. And then the rest of us were actually like the hired crew to like help the Hubverse. Oh, don't get me started. But that's really what the hub is. I would look more like the hub is a 3D render of our Discord with, you know, the ability to jump in the game and the ability to hit, you know, stores and stuff like that. All right, guys, I'm going to call it and find out if Matt got taken by a tornado or whatever. And I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.